planning to make a move, or if you're already here, or if you're just curious just to know like what's the expenses or to compare, we're going to be sharing our family of four updated expenses here in Liverpool specifically. We have 6 main segments that we are going to cover, so stay tuned to the very end to see exactly how much we are paying each month.
Alright guys, so welcome back to our channel. I'm Ronaldo and this is Kay. And we are a family of 4. We just came across to the UK as well for just over 2 years. We also have 2 children, which you probably would have seen in our previous videos if you are not viewing for the first time. And we're just going to go across the segments as she highlighted in detail. This is an updated video from the one that we posted before. So
check that out, yeah. So things would have changed because we changed cost of living, inflation, we moved houses, so we just thought we'd do an updated video just to bring, better light in terms of what's the cost of living. Is it worth it if you're thinking about moving here with your family?
Alright, so what we're going to begin with is the housing cost. In our previous video, you know that we was living in an apartment, but now we have a entire house for ourselves.
Still renting though.
Yeah.
Still renting.
But the price, the reason why we moved because of the price difference. So at this property we are paying $750 presently, whereas in the previous property, which is the apartment, we was paying $599, but then with rent increase it came up to $700. No, it came up to $650.
Yeah.
So we decided to move to a bigger place, which is a 3-bedroom house that we are in now, compared to the apartment, which was a 2-bedroom. Now, apart from just the cost of the house, which is the $750, we also just wanted to highlight the council tax, which is $159 added up on the price for the housing.
Okay, so just to compare, previously we had a 2-bedroom flat. So as Ronaldo said, we were paying $595, and then after 1 year they increased the rent to $650, and we thought we'd find something maybe a bit better. So we stayed there like 1 month afterwards, and then we looked for another apartment, and we found a 2-story house, 3 bedrooms, and yeah, we're paying $750. So did our council tax increase, or was that the same?
It increased by about £20.
Okay.
It increased by £20.
Okay.
Because we was paying, by £30 actually, because we was paying like around 130, about 128 to be exact, in the previous property.
Okay.
And here we're paying 159. So it increased by about £50.
Yeah.
And the tax band, I think here is tax band A. So
it's the same tax band, but just increase.
Yeah,
maybe
I
like
guess
cost
probably
of
because
living.
the area itself.
Oh, I have no idea about these.
Right.
So, alright, so that's it with housing costs. So we have $750 for rent and $159 for council tax. So what's next?
Right.
Oh, what is council tax? So if persons don't know about council tax, what is council tax?
So council tax is basically the tax that you will pay on the property that you're living in as a tenant or
anyone who's living on that property. So yeah. So even if you have an apartment complex with like 10 different apartments, 10 different tenants, each person will pay council tax even though it's one property.
Yeah. So I'm just going to highlight the reasons why they take council tax. It's basically for road and service maintenance, removal of rubbish. It also provides financing for police, I guess, because I see that was highlighted, and fire service. And it also deals with local libraries and what?
Libraries and local education services.
Okay.
Social care for elderly and vulnerable, and maintenance of the road and public transport subsidies.
Okay.
Right.
Well, that's cool.
Okay. Next.
Right, so the next one we want to talk about is the utility bills. So under the utility bills, we have Octopus, which is our supplier for gas and electricity. Now, I could go through the comparison between where we was before and here now. In our apartment, we was paying via prepaid. So I used to pay between $150 to $200 a month on gas and electricity, whereas here with Octopus we're paying about 134 at present, but it tends to fluctuate based on the amount of electricity and gas we use, for example, where the seasons are concerned, right?
I think at the peak of winter, sometimes we paid 180.
Yeah. Which I don't find was bad because when I really checked into it, it was kind of paying more the next property.
Serious?
But I think the prepaid, you tend to pay a little more still,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
The next thing we want to move on to is the water. Now, in Liverpool, I think straight across the board, we just use United Utility, which is the water provider.
Serious?
Yeah.
Oh.
And in the previous property, we were paying like about £60 a month for water. And here at this here at this location, we pay £51 a month, which is not bad.
Yeah.
In terms of the amount of water that we use as well. It's fairly reasonable, so I'm glad that the price is not extravagant.
Because we don't have a water meter, so we're grateful for that. So it's just one flat rate that we pay every month.
Yeah.
So it's not bad. But they still take into consideration how many members in your family, so they will, charge you accordingly.
Right. Now the next thing we want to talk about is internet. In terms of the internet, we're paying £32 a month.
Yeah. We'll just leave that there. We are not very happy with our internet provider. But we just leave that there. So we're paying 32. So just to recap for segment 2, utilities, internet, we're paying 134 for electricity and gas. We are paying 51 for water, and we're paying 32 for internet.
Yeah. All right. So the next one we want to talk about is groceries. So we will want to round this off at around 450 a month.
It varies, yeah.
Right, it varies depending on where we go to do our shopping at that month and the amount of items that we decide to buy. Because we tend to go to Costco for larger bulks, we don't actually pay the same amount every month.
Yeah.
But when we have to go Costco, that is our higher monthly payment for groceries.
Yeah.
Apart from that, we normally visit Lidl, Asda, and Tesco, depending on the items. So we could probably highlight that in a different video because each place gives you a different price. And the good thing about it is, reason we go to different places is because you might get certain products at a more reasonable price and a better quality in the different locations, right?
So what has really helped us, I believe, is that bulk buying at Costco. So things like our detergent, toilet paper, some meats as well, pancake mix because we get like that really large bag, toothpaste, and
washing
body
detergents.
wash. I said that
body
already.
wash.
Yeah. So we tend to buy that, and sometimes 2 to 3 months may go by and we don't need to buy it again. Some smaller items we may get at a local, just like market, or what is it? Elsa Village Market.
Village Market.
So it's like an international store. So if you're wanting things like your goat meat, cow heel for my Caribbean people, your cow heel. If you wanted dal, like different stuff, okra. So sometimes we may go there, and those times I think we may cross maybe 500. But generally we try to stick to between 400, 450, as much as 500. Because, groceries has gone up and you want to eat like healthy stuff. But I think that you could get nice, fresh, reasonably priced food here in the UK. And one thing that has been really helping us is by saving food. So you want to tell them about saving food. What is saving food?
Alright, so saving food is basically something that Kay stumbled up online, Facebook, where you go and you collect food items groceries would have had for a long period of time. Well, I shouldn't say long period, but it's close to the expiry date. Still good for use.
It's like an NGO. An NGO will collect it and distribute it to persons who are interested in saving food. So instead of like mass loss and throwing away of food, so major companies, so like these grocery, even like KFC, Nando's, Tesco, as the little, all these places, they daily would have like surplus of food. So let's say they have lots of bread left over at the end of the day, they'd give it to this organization, and they now will have places that they go and distribute. So you could book a bag, and you get it for absolutely free. So yeah, we found that very, very useful. We've gotten like vegetables, fruits, breads, lots of breads,
Yeah,
chicken, yeah.
lots of
So
bread.
you could go weekly or however often you want to go, and yeah. So that's really helpful. You could cut your food costs by doing that. There are also places that provide the same service, but you just pay, let's say, a fraction of the cost. So let's say this bread would have cost £2, you now pay 50 pence for it. So I think Too Good To Go is one, and there are lots others. So yeah. Segment number 4, we're going to talk about transportation.
All right, guys. So this is my favorite part right here. Transportation. Now, when we came to the UK, I love to walk. I literally walk to work every day, but we use the bus intermittently, like to go city centre and to travel around some parts of Liverpool. Even to go London, we use the coach. For the vehicles and gas, we pay like about 100, and that was between two vehicles, right? In terms of the insurance for the vehicles as well. Now, one of the vehicle that we have is a fleet from the trust that I work in. So the total payment for that vehicle is 400 a month. That is with insurance included and the installment on the vehicle as well. Now, I also had another vehicle that I had privately, which the insurance for that vehicle was 147 per month. And in terms of fueling those two vehicles, the reason why I said 100 is because one vehicle, because it's hybrid, normally to fill the tank for us is £40, and that will last us close to 2 months. And the other vehicle, which was diesel, would take £80 to fill, and that will also last us almost 2 months due to the amount of driving that we did. Right? Now, in terms of traveling, let's just say if we use the bus, we'll probably pay like about £2 to go to travel around, as well as the children might pay about 140. But in total, the traveling expenses while maintaining two vehicles wasn't that costly when you look at the amount of places that you could go with it. For example, from Liverpool to London, if we have to take a coach, it might cost us almost £300
For all of us. Yeah.
for all of us to make a round trip from London, from Liverpool to London and back.
That's non-peak season. Peak season,
Right.
you're looking at one something per person.
Yeah. The next segment, we're going to talk about childcare and education.
Education is free, so basically what we're paying for would be their extracurricular activities. So we average about £80 a month. That is with taekwondo and Girl Guides. Yeah.
Well,
It's not bad. It's not bad. If they're doing more activities, there'll be more money, but
yeah.
it's just for us. Next, so our last segment is subscriptions and miscellaneous costs, which could sometimes round up to be quite expensive. So we have Netflix, which we pay £5 for, life insurance, which between us we pay £120, gym membership £27, nursing fees. So this is for RCN, our nursing union. Between both of us, we pay £32 because we're both nurses. For our doorbell, the Ring doorbell, we pay £5. Their membership fee just basically covers, like, you could play back videos and whatnot. I think it's quite handy, and like in terms of safety wise. For dental insurance, I pay dental insurance, and it's £32. So there you have it, guys.
Alright, guys, so after we highlighted all the things that we just spoke about, we are going to calculate the final cost of everything straight across the board. And drum roll, please. And the price is £2,074.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add to that?
I think it's manageable. I still think that we are relatively living within our means. It has our expenses has gone over the threshold of what one salary could cover, one decent salary that is. So I think before we were living so much within our means that we were able to save and still manage on one salary. But now this is without savings, and yeah, we definitely need two salaries. And I think it's doable. Quality of life is pretty okay. I think food definitely is very reasonable. The only thing that I would probably complain about is that one, the council tax amount, and let me see, the internet. I think, yeah, I I don't like the quality of the internet, but I know that's something that you could, adjust and whatnot. But in terms of meeting bills, I think it's okay. It's manageable. I wouldn't say you can save like a whole lot. Like, no, yeah. And just because you're both nurses, being on two full-time incomes wasn't possible. So even though my husband was like the main one doing a full-time job, we struggled with childcare. So we'll make another video just discussing childcare and whatnot. But I have started just picking up bank shifts that has been working out. So that's how we like fill in the gaps and whatnot. And it works for us. Yeah.
Alright guys, so we're coming up to the end of this video.
Yeah.
But if you find this information very informative, or if you even have questions that you would like to ask us, you could just put it in the comments below and we could make a video around those questions that you ask as well. Plus, stay tuned. We're just bringing more content for you to enjoy and to get more information.
Stuff. Yeah, we have some exciting news. Yeah. And don't forget to like, subscribe. It just helps us to, be encouraged and keep going if you do like our content. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.